In Lesson 3, you learned how to create paragraph styles. In Lesson 4, we're going to do a similar thing, but this time we'll focus on creating page styles. Here's an example of a 3-page document that uses custom page styles. By the way, we're viewing this LibreOffice document in the Book View option. Down here in the lower right corner of the display, there are 3 different viewing options. There's Book View, there's Multiple Page View, and there's Single Page View. By using the Book View option and by using the Zoom tool to zoom way out, you can see the 3 pages in this document. There's a first page, followed by a left side page, followed by a right side page. You can see that the right side pages are slightly different than the left side pages. The pages in this example are designed to be printed front to back or double-sided. As a result, the left margin is wider than the right margin. This provides space for binding. When you get to a left side page, the larger margin is to the right, and on a right side page, the larger margin is to the left. The page styles in this lesson also use headers. In the case of the first page, there's a header and no footer. In the case of the left side pages, there'll be a header with the text justified to the left and a footer also with the text to the left. On the right side page, however, the header has the text to the right and the footer has the text to the right. This way, if you print this double-sided as a book, as you leaf through, the outside part of the pages will show you the header and footer. We're going to start this lesson by opening the original My Lesson 1 document, and then we're going to use the File Save As trick to create a new file named My Lesson 4. Once the My Lesson 1 document is open, then we will select File, Save As, and in the Save As dialog box, we'll set the path and select the folder where we want to save the document, and then we will create the new name My Lesson 4, and then select the Save button. Now you can see that the title bar reflects that in LibreOffice Writer we're now editing a document named My Lesson 4. We want to make sure that the sidebar is toggled on and that the Styles and Formatting tool option is selected. We also have the sidebar selection set to Custom Styles, and in the Styles and Formatting tools we have Paragraph Styles, Character Styles, Page Styles, and Page Styles is the option we're going to use here. So we'll select the Page Styles option, and with the Page Styles option selected, let's do a quick review of what's going on the status bar. The lower left area shows the number of pages and which page is currently open. It shows us the word count. It shows the default page style. It also shows the page display options and the page zoom options. Since we're going to create 3 different page styles in this example, we need to have enough text to fill at least 3 pages. At the end of my Lesson 1 text, well, it's now Lesson 4 text, at the end of the text I'm going to add an empty paragraph or 2, and then I'm going to use the Control-A trick to select all of the text, and I'm going to change the paragraph style to the text body style. Now I want to copy all of this text and paste it a number of times until I have at least 3 pages worth of text for the example. Now to copy the selected text, I could use Edit, Copy, but notice the shortcut for Edit Copy is Control+C. So I will do Control-C to copy the text, then I'll position the cursor at the very end of my text, and now I want to paste that text. If I look at the edit options again, and you'll see that the shortcut for pasting is Control plus the letter V. Why not Control P, you might ask? Well, Control P is used for printing, so they use Control V for pasting. So let's go to the very end of the text and press Control V, Control V. As long as that original copy is in the clipboard, I can keep pasting it over and over again. If I look at the page counter, I see that I have 2 pages of text. Let's do some more. Control V, Control V, Control V, paste again, and now you see that I have 3 pages of text available for this practice lesson. Now in this lesson we're going to create 3 different page styles: a first page style, a left side page style, and a right side page style. And we're going to start by creating the left side page style. So in the Styles and Formatting sidebar, and remember there are different sidebar options here, we want to make sure we're in the Styles and Formatting option. Then I'm going to go and select the Page Styles option there. I'm also in the Custom Styles area, and there are no page styles in the Custom Styles area yet. So similarly to creating paragraph styles, I will right click and select New, and this opens up the Page Style dialog box. Just like when we created paragraph styles, we have to create a name. We're going to enter My Left Page as the name of this page style. The next style, eventually we'd like to have the next style be My Right Page. Obviously we can't do that until we've created a right page, so we'll leave that untitled for now. Let's look at the Page tab in this dialog box and notice the margin. The default margins are 1 1/4 inches all the way around. We're going to change that. We're designing these pages to be printed 2-sided, and because we're working on a left page style, we need to have a wider right side margin for the binding. So in the Page Style dialog box, we'll set the margins for left and right to be different. The right margin we're going to set to be 3/4 inch or 0.75. However, all of the other margins in this example we're going to make be 1/2 inch or 0.5. Now notice when you're typing in these little text entry boxes, if you press the Tab key, it will jump to the next box. It will also highlight the text in that box. So I can simply type 0.5 and enter that, and then Tab, enter the bottom margin, enter 0.5, Tab, and now I've set the margins for my left side page. I would like the left side pages to have both a header and a footer. So I will select the Header tab in the Page Style dialog box, and I will toggle Header on. I will also select the Footer tab and toggle the footers on. Once I've completed the settings for my page style, I'll click on the OK button. And now you see that My Left Page has been added to the list of page styles in the Styles and Formatting sidebar. Let's repeat the process to create my right page. I right-click, select New, select the Organizer tab in the Page Style dialog box, and this time I will name it My Right Page. But for the next style, now I would like my right page to be followed by my left page. So I'll select this and I'll find my left page in the list. So now I have a right page automatically followed by a left page. Eventually we're going to have to go back and modify the left page so it'll be followed by a right page. Now we select the Page tab. This time we're working on a right side page, so we would like the left margin to be wider for the bindings. So I will put in 0.75, and now I can hit the Tab key and enter 0.5, Tab key 0.5, Tab key 0.5, Tab key, and now I've set the margins appropriately for my right side page. Let me select the Header tab turn the headers on. I'll select the footer tab and toggle the footer on, and then select OK to complete that page definition. Now you see I have my left page and my right page defined. Next, I'm going to define a first page for this document. And the first page in the document is usually on the right side if you print the pages front to back. So once again, I'll right-click in the Page Styles area of the sidebar, select New, and in the Organizer tab of the Page Style dialog box, I will enter my first page. And since the first page is always on the right side and followed by a left page, I'll choose my left page as the next page style. In the page area, again, the first page is to the right, so I want the wide margin to the left. So I'll make a margin to the left of 0.75, press the tab key, 0.5, tab, 0.5, tab, 0.5, to have half-inch margins all the way around, except for the area that's going to have the binding. Now my first page, I'm going to have a header, so I'll toggle that on, but I'm not going to have a footer on the first page. So now I can select OK, and now I have 3 page styles defined in my custom styles area. But I should go back and modify my left page. So let me select that and right-click and select Modify. And in the Organizer area of my left page, Page Style dialog box, I now want to make the left page be followed by a right page. So let me select that. Okay, now that we have the 3 page styles defined, let's apply them and see what happens. I'm going to put the cursor somewhere in the text, but I want to make sure that I'm on the first page. So the trick is to hold the Control key down and press the Home key. And now I'm on the first line of the first page. I'm on page 1 of 3, but it still uses the default style. So with the cursor on page 1, I'm going to double-click on my first page. And now you see the status bar shows that I'm on page 1 of 3 pages, and the page style now is my first page. If I scroll down and put the cursor on page 2, you'll see the page style is my left page, and when you scroll down and put the cursor somewhere on page 3, you'll see the page style is my right page. Remember that the right page is always automatically followed by a left page, and the left page is followed by a right page. So now that I have these page styles defined, I can just keep adding text to the body of this document, and the page formatting is taken care of automatically. Let's go and put some text in our headers and footers. I'll use the Control Home trick to go to the beginning of the first page, but now I'm going to put the cursor up in the header and enter the text My Lesson 4 title. Then I'll scroll down to page 2, and this is a left page, so I'm going to just put some text here, my left page header. And once I've entered text for my left page header, I'll scroll down and enter similar text for the right page header. Next, we'll add some footers for our left and right pages, but in the process, we'll introduce a new topic, and that is inserting fields. So let me scroll around here till I get to the left page footer and put the cursor in the left page footer. I'm going to type the word page, then I'm going to put a space, and then I'm going to go to the menu bar and select Insert, and go down here until I find Field and Insert Field page number. Then, without moving the cursor, I'm going to press the space bar, type the word of, OF, space bar, and go back to the menu bar and insert field page count. If you look close at the left page footer, you'll notice that the numbers, the page number and the page count numbers, are shaded with a gray background. This is a reminder that these are inserted fields. They're not just plain text. So if you have a field, you cannot go in here and manually type a new number, because this is not editable text. This is an inserted field. Let me put a similar footer on the right page. So I'm going to highlight that footer, and then I'm going to copy it using the Control-C trick. I'm going to scroll down till I get to the right page footer, put the cursor in the footer, and then use Control-V, the paste trick. And notice that the system is smart enough to know that now it's on page 3 of 3, even though I copied something that said page 2 of 3, because the inserted fields, the fields keep track of where things are. Now that we've created our new page styles and we've gone in and added text to our headers and footers, let's create some special custom paragraph styles for the headers and footers. Right now, the sidebar is showing the page styles, but I want to work on paragraph styles. I'm going to create a new paragraph style for the header of this lesson. So, to create a new paragraph style, with the paragraph tool selected, I'll right-click and select New, and that opens up the paragraph style dialog box. Let me go to the organizer and create a name for this new paragraph style. I'm going to call this paragraph style My Title Paragraph. And for the next style, I'll also use My Title Paragraph. I don't want to inherit this text or this style from any other paragraph style, so I will select None. I'll select the Alignment tab in the Paragraph Style dialog box, and I'll align things to center. Then I'll select the Font tab, and I need a font for my title paragraph style. I'll choose the Liberation Serif font, bold, and 20 point. I'll go to the Font Effects tab, and I'm going to select the shadow option for this paragraph style. Then I'm going to go to the Area tab, and I'm going to choose a background color for the paragraph style I'm going to use for the header. So I think I'll use a light yellow 4 for my background color. And then I'm going to add borders to this paragraph style. I'm going to select the top and bottom borders only option, and then I'll select OK. And that creates my title paragraph style. So let me apply it. I'll put the cursor in the header paragraph, and I'll double click on my paragraph style, my title paragraph style. So you see the effect of having the background color, having the border line above and below, and having the bold 20-point type. When we created a lot of text just as fillers for this lesson, we selected a paragraph style from the available list, and we selected a text body paragraph style. But let's do something different. Let's go in and create our own custom text body paragraph style. So in the Styles and Formatting sidebar with paragraph style selected, I'll right-click, select New, and I'll go to the Organizer tab, and I'm going to create a new paragraph called My Text Body. And I want the next style to also be My Text Body, but I don't want to inherit anything from an other paragraph style. So I'm going to select none. And this will be part of the custom styles collection now. Next, I'll go to the Indents and Spacing tab. And what I want to do is I want to have the first line of text indented a half an inch. So I'm going to put in 0.50. And I also want to add some spacing below each paragraph. So I'm going to set this to 0.10 inches for my spacing. In the Alignment tab area of the Paragraph Style dialog box, I want to make sure that I'm aligning the text to the left. And then I'm going to choose a font. I'll stick with the Liberation Serif regular style, only I'll make it a little larger, 14-point type. You can choose any font you would like for your own particular custom paragraph styles. Now I'll select OK to complete the definition of that custom paragraph style. Now I want to apply this new text body paragraph style to all the text in the document. So I'll select someplace in the body of the document, and then I'm going to use the Control-A Select All trick, and then I will double click on the My Text Body paragraph style. And I'll scroll back to the top here and deselect everything. You can now see the results of the My Text Body paragraph style. The first line is indented a half an inch. There's a 1/10 of an inch spacing between all the paragraphs. So you see the control you have by using these styles. We just changed the font style, spacing, and indenting for an entire document with one click of the mouse button, with one double click of the mouse button, once we had this paragraph style set. And whenever we want to change that style, we can just right click, select modify, and if we want a different font, we just simply scroll up and down the list till we find one that we like. Just for fun, I'll choose Comic Sans. I'll apply that, and OK. Now I've changed the font style for an entire document. Very powerful tool, this business of paragraph styles. The next thing we need to do is create paragraph styles for the left footer, the left header, the right footer, the right header, and since that's pretty much a repetitive process and it's covered in step-by-step details in the printed version of these lessons, I'm not going to go through that process in the video. You can see the details in the PDF file. Let's back up and take a new view of our Lesson 4 document so far. I'm going to switch to the book view version, and then I'm going to zoom out until I can see all of the pages of my book. And you can see after adding text and changing the body styles, we actually ended up with 4 pages in this document. The document is set up for double-sided printing. It has a wider left margin on the right side pages and a wider right margin on the left side pages so that the binding will have room. We've also made the custom headers and footers so that the left side headers and footers will be on the left side of the page. The right side headers and footers will be on the right side of the page, and this will make it easier to read those headers and footers as someone is paging through the double-sided document. Now that we've created page styles and paragraph styles for a multi-page double-sided document, you never have to do this again. Whenever you want to create a similar document, you can import all of these styles into a new document. This is one of the powers of word processing. It would be cruel and unusual punishment to have to do this kind of document with a typewriter. But now that you've created a bunch of styles set up for a multi-page document, printed double-sided, you have a lot of power.